Wait, did you hear that Nissan's appointing a brand new CEO? Yes, but aren't they even in bigger trouble after the Honda-Nissan merger failed?
I think I'm going to stop standing up now.
Well, Honda did basically want to take full control of the company. Who can blame them? Well, Honda makes some pretty good decisions, so I don't see how that's a problem. Well, Nissan still wants to do things their way, but on their own. So does that mean they're gonna make a new Nissan Silvia? This actually might be some good news. I have found an uncanny reenactment of what Nissan has done to the Silvia brand.
Could I have something to eat?
No.
Can't you say anything else but no?
Try asking again.
Can I have something to eat?
No.
Squidward, are you alright?
Okay, that was a joke from the last time I talked about the plausible S16 Silvia. It's also a great representation of what it's like to own a Silvia or a 240SX or S chassis. They just say no when you want them to work at the worst time. And before we get started, I'd greatly appreciate it if you hit that like button because it really helps me out in the YouTube algorithm. I got absolutely slammed in the recommendations or lack thereof with my last two videos, so I greatly appreciate it. I'll take any help I can get. And at the same time, put down in the comment section below if no budget, no development or R&D budget, blank check, what would you do to build the perfect brand new S16 Silvia? I'd love to hear your guys' opinion. Put it down in the comment section below. And with that, let's get to it. Anyways, a little bit ago, we got some big news. Nissan is now officially appointing a brand new CEO. And according to Nissan, he's apparently a real car guy, whatever that means from the company, and also how us enthusiasts judge later, we shall see. As this new CEO accepted this position, he got straight to the point and said Nissan has lost all passion for their cars and for their products.
Who cares about the customer?
Squidward.
His name is Ivan Espinosa, and he actually seems a little promising. Could you imagine being accepted to be the head honcho of a big company and then immediately just completely on this company you're in charge of now? Anyway, pretty crazy stuff. But anyway, Mr. Ivan has been with the company for a long time now, but he was in charge of the global product planning. Emphasis on the planning, because he's gonna have to do a lot of planning to get this train back on the tracks. So according to Car and Driver, who I'm actually gonna be referencing a few times from their recent article, he is going to be taking over pretty quickly, starting on April 1st, which as of right now, it is March of 2025. But right off the bat, Mr. Ivan got my attention because right off the bat, the first thing he said was his dream project for Nissan's future is to build a brand new generation Silvia. And I quote, "But it's my job to find ways to do stuff like this because I think it'll be great for customers and the brand. And if I can put the right formula in place, we could make it work." So instead of Nissan being a company and saying, well, we can't do these things because of XYZ and bottom line goals and blah, 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 he's basically making it clear that they don't really have many excuses left anymore. There's not many excuses left when one of your CEOs escaped in a music box, so. And when you want something bad enough and you have the right CEO in the hot seat, magical things can happen. Jim Farley, for example, over at Ford, he had a huge part in the existence of the GTD, which I know is an obscenely priced Mustang, but it's a really amazing engineering feat for Ford, and it's really cool. It's cool, it gets you excited about the brand, and you need those kind of halo cars sometimes, but I think Nissan needs the opposite right now. I think they need a bottom of the barrel sports car. As long as they don't make the cardinal sin of making this next Silvia, if it comes into existence, electric, I think they'll have a fan base. Now, I will get to the Nissan Silvia in just a second, but this really reminds me of a different car company when they were kind of in a weird spot when it came to brand identity, and that is Toyota. What? I would say right around post 2016 or so, Toyota made a lot of big changes that shook things up. They changed leadership and philosophies. They went from this commuter brand that only made very reliable cars that anybody could really buy and afford, and they were essentially appliances in enthusiasts' eyes, like great cars to go from A to B, but they had kind of lost their sports car soul. The 90s era of Toyota was just gone. And I actually, in 2016, was at the LA Auto Show, and I roasted the Toyota booth jokingly. I wasn't trying to be too hard on them. I was just disappointed.
Oh, look at Corolla. Look at Camry. Look, another Corolla. Oh, look, another Corolla. New SUV on podium. NASCAR that doesn't have Toyota motor in it. Another Camry. Hybrid commuter car. Their podium car is a Prius. Prius. Need I say more? Something that's never going to be built.
That was the peak of Toyota branding at the LA Auto Show. And I said in that video, I just really wish you brought back sports cars again, or just showed off the FT1 or something. And, well, they listened, because then they built 3 sports cars in the span of less than 10 years. So, pretty impressive stuff. So I think Nissan, hopefully with this new CEO, needs some kind of renaissance like Toyota had. However, on a smaller scale, because they don't have the same capital that Toyota has. But they could do this with something like the Silvia. In my opinion, they could build the Silvia to compete with something like the GR86 or the Miata. With the Nissan Z being so expensive for kind of what you get, in my opinion, the value isn't there as much as, say, the Mark V manual Supra. So I think Nissan, instead of trying to go for some bigger fish, should start smaller. Okay, so here's a little recap of the mysterious S16 Silvia's development over the years. I'm basically gonna cliff notes this really quickly. This project has come and gone so many times, so I'll just kind of break it down for you. There's been really cool renderings over the years, but none of them really came into fruition. So let's start all the way back in 2008, where kind of the first rumors came about of a new Silvia coming back. Then Nissan went a different direction, and they built what was the Nissan IDX. Very much more like a spiritual successor to the Datsun 510. It was very boxy and had a short wheelbase, and it was rear-wheel drive, and it was supposed to be really fun. And it captured quite a few people's imagination, but not on the same level as, say, if a new Silvia were to come out. People wanted more of that elegant flow from, say, the S15. They wanted another version, or the next futuristic version of the S15, and not so much the lunchbox on wheels. That was the IDX. And the IDX, right around 2013, had quite a bit of hype. It was in a lot of video games, and you could drive it in the games, but everyone kind of just said, oh, that's kind of neat, and they moved on. It didn't really capture a lot of people's imagination. That's what you need for a sports car. You need people to have an emotional response, because building a sports car, or buying a sports car rather, is an emotional decision. You need to want it, not need it. And the IDX just didn't really seem to pique that interest in a lot of people. And the years went by, and there's countless articles over the years saying Nissan's bringing back the Silvia, or there's rumors and blah, blah, blah. However, I mean, I'm kind of doing the same thing here, but in my opinion, this is probably the best chance it's had in probably 20 years. I mean, speculation is fun, but I will say this new CEO seems like the real deal so far. And Nissan is kind of in a Hail Mary moment. They don't have a lot to lose at this point. Now, I came across this really funny Reddit post with this concept rendering, and it really shows people's lack of faith in Nissan at the moment. The 2025 Nissan Silvia Spec R, the official car of Nissan, disappointing us by continuing to build these beautiful sports car concepts, but failing to deliver in favor of unreliable, underwhelming CVT-equipped SUVs. Hey, I guess that's what sells. Bold of you to assume anyone's buying Nissans beyond rental fleets. It looks like a C8 that underwent further origami. Official car of Nissan planning department going LMAO, nice dream. That really does show just there's so much lack of faith in the brand at the moment because of all the weird decisions they've made over the past decade. So just for fun, if the new S chassis comes into existence, what would be the best idea? Well, in my humble opinion, that absolutely means nothing to this brand. In my opinion, use the KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid. Make it rear-wheel drive, have manual as an option, and yes, you need to make automatics to sell the manuals as much as we don't want to admit it, because only like 18% of Americans know how to drive manual, something like that. Very small amounts of people in the US can drive manual anymore, but at least it would be there. Go with the Supra's method of just doing some, just like the GR86 as well. By doing this, you have an enthusiast sports car that's priced right up against, say, the GR86, and the car does not have to be fast. It doesn't have to be fast. Horsepower costs money. It has proven time and time again that sometimes I get in a car that's much faster than a slower one, and I prefer the slower one. I never thought that would be a thing when I was younger, but it really is something when you get a little bit older, especially for people who can actually afford these things. Next is let the computer turn everything off. Traction control, stability, ABS, let it turn everything off. The GR86 can do it and the Supra can do it. The Nissan Z cannot do it. In fact, I had this huge grand plan to buy a Nissan Z and turn it into a drift car and then do ride-alongs with it and all this kind of stuff. Then I drove the Nissan Z and it has a traction control button. However, other nannies stay on in the background. So it's very hard for the Nissan Z to do like a burnout or slide a little bit. It's not easy. You typically have to like wire in a switch and a bunch of crap. I didn't want to do that. And it does not come standard with a limited slip differential, which is absolutely crazy for a sports car in 2025 to not come standard with a limited slip. You can't be one wheel peeling. Come on now. So lower-ish horsepower, enough for the modern audience. Rear-wheel drive, stick. And making it an EV would literally tear down the Silvia's entire identity historically. For example, the Ioniq 5N is an anomaly in fun sports cars EVs, but it's a brand new IP, right? It's a brand new name, it's a brand new car. It doesn't tarnish the name of, say, an old tuner car. Like, we don't need another crossover that's named after another legendary car, say like the RSX. And with the R35 finally gone after all these years, this could be Nissan's next step, and it would be a much more affordable car to hopefully develop as well. Developing cars cost millions of dollars, but at this point, it'd be cool to see. As somebody in the industry once told me, as long as the Miata is selling a bunch, then the other car companies can have their fun and sell two-seater, two-door sports cars. I thought that was a really cool analogy. I just want Nissan to be the car company again that we associate with talented driving, sliding, drifting, oversteer, countersteer. When I think of drifting in any shape or form, my brain goes straight to Nissan Silvias, S13s, S14s, S15s, and they don't have that brand identity anymore. Inspiring generations and new generations to hop in a car that they can't afford and go out there and learn how to drift a car. I want that for Nissan. I want them to be a cool car brand again that's in the running. It's a miracle that the S13s, and I have two of them, so I would know, that they are still on the road at all. But the S14 is still wonderful. I still love those cars. And the S15 as well, for us Americans, is a fairly new thing for us, for the most part, because we finally legally can have them. And they still capture people's imagination and people still love seeing them. But Nissan, as of right now, just like what that Reddit post said, feels like a rental car company. No soul, no passion, just a bottom line to try to get out of the situation they're in. And the products really show it. So hopefully this new CEO can help get this company out of this funk, push for a simple, clean, beautiful S16 Miata GR86 rival at a reasonable price. The Z is not reasonable, especially without the limited slip differential. I'll never forget going to this presentation for the Nissan Z and they said, hey guys, we got the car under $40,000. It's $39,990. And that was the base of the base of the base, you know, before tax and no LSD and no options and no dealer markups, right? So it just was a huge hit because I was rooting for that car, and I would absolutely root for a Silvia if they went for it. So, thoughts, comments, concerns, what do you think about an S16 Silvia and this new CEO? Put it down in the comment section below. And on that note, I would greatly appreciate it if you hit the like button once again, and I'll see you guys next time. Take it easy, have a wonderful day, goodbye.